to Test the Nation, the National IQ Test 2002. Tonight, we'll be finding out just who the most intelligent people in Britain really are. And here, live in our studio, there'll be a battle of the wits between teachers, builders, blondes, identical twins, students, and publicans. And to make sure there's no cheating, please welcome your hosts for the evening, Anne Robinson and Philip Schofield.
Welcome to the National IQ Test 2002. This is the biggest, most comprehensive attempt to find out how brainy we all are. Tonight, throughout the country, everybody has a chance to discover their IQ score. And by the end of the evening, we'll know if Barnsley is brighter than Bolton, if Belfast has beaten Birmingham, or if Brecon City football supporters are actually more intelligent than Blackburn Rovers. Everyone at home is going to play along, I hope, because by joining in, you can acquire some very useful information. You'll discover, for example, if you're cleverer than your boss, your teacher, your dad, or even your other half. As for me, I want you to know that I've been dipped in a very special solution, and I've come out all soft and kind and lovely. I'm not going to be horrid to anyone tonight, I promise. Not even when our guest celebrities turn out to be less clever than they think they are.
And playing along is incredibly easy. They only had to show me twice. For those of you who are going to take the test online, then log on to our website at www.bbc.co.uk/testthenation. The address is now on the screen, but you will have to be quick because it will start in just over 10 minutes. If you've got digital TV, then you will see a red icon on your screen. Press the red button on your remote control and follow the on-screen instructions. If you are playing digitally, you will receive your IQ score back shortly after the test finishes. But be warned, once you have started, you cannot change channels, otherwise you will lose your IQ score. You can also take part in the National IQ Test by scorecard, which you will find on page 28 of the current Radio Times, or in The Sun, the Daily Telegraph and the Express. Or you can download extra copies from the website too. But if all that fails, then don't give up. Here is the most simple way you can enjoy the evening. Just get an ordinary pen, a scrap of old paper, and write down A, B, C, or D beside the number of the question. So for question 1, for instance, just write down A. Question 2, B, C, that sort of thing. That's much easier. Don't write down the answer, or it will confuse you later on. It must be A, B, C, or D. Remember, you can't be disturbed during the test. Take the phone off the hook, put the cat out, gag the kids, and go easy on the beers. Builders. Because you won't be able to leave halfway through. It's very difficult to do paper folding if you're jigging up and down on the sofa. Remember, this is all about you. It is your own personal test.
If you're playing online, you're automatically representing your region or your town or your city, because all results from web players will be collected through our computers. And in part 2 of the show tonight, after the news, the results, when by collating everyone's scores, we'll be able to tell the exact state of the nation's intelligence. How clever is that? Oh, yes, we will, indeed. The Welsh might turn out to be brainier than the rest of the UK. On the other hand, Northern Ireland might triumph over England, Wales and Scotland. We'll also, by the way, be able to see if left-handed people have higher IQs than right-handed, or whether Everton supporters possess superior intelligence to Liverpool's. Individual IQ scores will remain secret. Only the results of the very brainy people will be revealed. But remember, individual scores do go towards working out regional scores, so try your hardest.
Now, as well as you hopefully taking part at home, obviously you will know by now we have some very highly competitive groups here in the studio. Will they live up to their expectations? All our teachers, builders, students, publicans, identical twins and blondes will be taking the test with special studio handsets. So later on, we will find out if the builders overestimated themselves, if the publicans could tell the time, or whether the blondes had the handsets upside down. Look, it's supposed to go that way. Well done.
My money is on the blondes. Alongside our studio groups, we've got a special category, 10 very, very brave television celebrities prepared to put their head above the parapet and be judged. Here they are.
Hoping all that fresh air is good for the brain, Tommy Walsh. Giving Sonia the night off, because let's face it, she needs it, Natalie Cassidy. Tonight he's making the news, not just reading it, Darren Jordan. If travel broadens the mind, we expect great things from Jade Middlemith. Attempting to break another world record, Olympic champ Jonathan Edwards. He was out of his mind, could he still be a crazy genius, Dane Bowers? Preparing to stand up and be countered, Nina Wadia. Albert Square's very own Richard Branson, Adam Woodyard. Hoping she won't be a casualty tonight, Claire Goose. And last but not least, he means business. Has he got the brains? Newspaper boss Andrew Neil.
Welcome to all of you. You are so very brave. Unbelievably brave. You were the ones that accepted this challenge. The cream of the cream. We approached a few politicians, but surprise, surprise, they turned it down. You were the ones who were brave, and believe me, they've got to do this in front of a big national TV audience of viewers. So there's a lot riding on this. Now, as celebrities, perhaps you might want to know what you've got to live up to. It's said that Madonna has an IQ of 140, Hugh Hefner 152, and to top them all, Sharon Stone at 154. So there you are. No pressure there. First of all, Adam.
Me?
Yeah, you. I spoke to you earlier on in the week, and you were very, very relaxed about all this.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I think it should be good fun.
And Ian, of course, has his chip shop, doesn't he?
Well, yes.
The thing is that fish is actually brain food. So do you get to eat much fish whilst you're actually shooting the programme?
Well, funny enough, I don't eat so much red meat now. I actually eat more fish.
Do you?
Yeah.
Oh, well, you'll do very well.
That's looking good.
You'll do very well. Jane, obviously holiday and a shoestring presenter. How are you feeling now, at this moment?
Can I go home, Philip?
No, you can't. You'll be fine. You'll be fine. And also, of course, we've Andrew Neil. Good evening. You're our high flyer. Very good evening to you. Ex-editor of the Sunday Times. You're obviously bound to find this a doddle.
Oh, yeah, real. Last time I did an IQ test, I was 11. It was so bad they didn't give me the result.
I hope your IQ test wasn't actually 11, otherwise you are in big trouble.
Actually, it was worse. It was in single figures.
Do you think you'll do better this evening?
No, definitely not.
What were you like at school?
Well, I worked hard at school. You remember these kids at school who used to pass all their exams, they never did any homework, any revision, and they got great results? That was not me.
And Jonathan, of course, you're standing in the Olympics. It's all on gold medal on one jump. How does that compare to the pressure in here?
I think I feel more nervous at the moment, actually, because I know I can triple jump, whereas this, I'm not too sure.
Well, we'll find out. The very best of luck to all of you. That's our lowdown on our celebrities and how they think they'll get on. It's said that Marilyn Monroe had an IQ greater than Albert Einstein, and, of course, a much better hairdresser. So perhaps one of these people here tonight, when they're not attending some swanky film premiere, working out, perhaps they will be the theory of relativity. We'll find out. Perhaps not, Anne.
Thanks, Philip. Now, this test is for the whole nation. It's never been done before. The questions devised by leading psychologists. They've already been road tested on a random sample of 200 people across the UK. The idea is, as far as is humanly possible, that we end up with an accurate and balanced result of people's IQ. And here are the two people responsible for making us feel like it's exam time. The author of the IQ test. The two authors, please welcome psychologist Dr. Colin Cooper from Queen's University, Belfast, and with him to analyse the results, Sylvia Herbert, who's a director of Mensa. And let me just assure you here, she is someone else I'm absolutely not going to be rude to tonight. Please welcome her. If you can just explain very briefly what IQ means.
Yes, it's quite simple, really, Anne. IQ stands for Intelligence Quotient. And to measure it, all we do is we just measure your performance on a lot of different tests that require thought, and we just average them all together, because we know that the people who are good at maths also tend to be good at English and visualising things and everything else.
OK, give me an idea of the sort of questions people can expect.
Well, we've got several different types of questions. We've got some maths questions, some English questions, some questions involving manipulating shapes, imagining shapes moved around and all that sort of thing, and a memory task as well. OK. Sylvia, what's an average IQ test? What's an average IQ?
The average is 100, so most people will find they're between 90 and 110, and people over 110 are in the top 25% of the population.
And to be in Mensa?
You need to be in the top 2% of the population. On this test, 130 or above.
And what's your IQ?
Mensans don't talk about the number of their IQ. We just say we're in the top 2%.
Colin, one thing we need to make crystal clear, isn't it? It's vital to answer every question.
Absolutely vital, Anne, yes. And if you don't know the answer, just guess. You know, some of the questions are difficult, and not many people will actually know the answer to them. But don't give up. Just push a button as your best guess, because you always have a 1 in 4 chance of being right.
Sylvia, if you do badly tonight in this IQ test, is there any hope, any future?
Absolutely, because this test is not testing things like creativity or personality
or
the
beauty.
Way you get... Or beauty.
Or how long your legs are.
No, absolutely.
How long are your legs, Colin? Have you got lovely long legs?
29 inches, I'm afraid, Anne.
And many members of Mensa didn't know they were bright until they took a test.
OK, he does jokes as well, that's great. OK, Colin and Sylvia, thank you very much indeed. Philip?
Now, as well as trying to dispel a few myths here this evening, you'll obviously be taking part, hopefully, and finding out who rules the roost in your family. Of those myths that we would hope to dispel, we've got our identical twins here. Obviously, someone's got to be older, someone's got to be younger. It's always said that it's the older twin who is the brightest. Tonight, we will find out who's brighter, the older or the younger. Of course, we have a pitched battle going on across the studio here. Who's going to be brightest out of the students and the teachers? What a turn up for the books if it turns out that the students are brighter than the people who are supposed to be teaching them. And also, the other myth, the big one. Blondes dumb. What do you think, ladies? Don't you take any notice of those builders over there. Tonight we will find out. Where's Vicky McClune?
I'm here.
You're here. Hello, Vicky.
Hi there.
How are you feeling?
I'm okay, yeah.
Confident?
Yeah.
Have you ever taken an IQ test like this before?
No.
So you have no idea how you're going to do this evening?
No, I don't.
Throughout the course of the evening, we'll be saying and giving information about various parts of the body. And how they relate to your steady, guys. How they relate to your IQ. What about feet? How do you feel about feet?
Do not come near me with my feet. No way do I like feet. I can't be doing with them.
You have a foot phobia?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, that's another thing, actually. People with phobias also are said to be less intelligent than people with phobias. Didn't know that.
I just found out before the show.
Good luck to you this evening.
I hope so.
Now then, let's wander down here, because another thing, we're talking about bodies, being tall, being short. If you're tall, apparently, you are supposed to be more intelligent than someone who is shorter. So you're a very tall lady. What's your name?
Emma.
Emma, how tall are you, Emma?
6 foot.
Would you stand up for us, please? There we go. Emma is 6 foot. What's your name?
My name's Leanne.
Your name is Leanne, right? Stand up, Leanne, for us, would you please? Thank you very much indeed. What's your height?
5 foot.
You're 5 foot. Would you do me a favour? We'll find out whether tall is brighter than short. Would you write down on a piece of paper there what you think your IQ is going to be? Do you have a piece of paper and a pen? OK, simple. Just write down. You can sit down. You're OK. That's all right. quick as you can, write down what you think your IQ is going to be. And we'll find out later on in the programme whether or not it's tall or short that wins. Let me get that. OK. Oh, that's interesting. You don't want to show anyone that, do you? Over to the builders here. Find out whether the blondes are dumb. If they are, of course, God help Sweden. Right then. Who can curl their tongue here? If you can curl your tongue, you're supposed to be bright. Can you curl your... What's your name?
Oh, go on, Philip. Jason.
I've never asked a builder before whether he can curl his tongue, but let me tell you. Let me see. There you go. Write down your IQ on a piece of paper. What do you think your IQ is going to be? Who can't? What's your name?
I can't. It's Hayden.
Hayden. All right, Hayden. Write down your IQ on a piece of paper. Let me see you try to curl that tongue. That's pathetic.
No. Don't put much use for it these days.
We'll take those off you, write it down, and we'll see how you do. In the meantime, someone who doesn't so much curl their tongue but lash it. And can you curl your tongue, Anne?
I don't think I can, actually. What I can do is tell you we're about 2 minutes away from the start. That means if you're playing on the web, you need to have finished downloading. Interactive viewers, that's people with digital TV, should by now have completed a series of commands. Anyone else at home needs to be poised with their scorecard or a blank sheet of paper and something to write with. Just a reminder, again, because it's so important to answer every question. If you don't know, please make a wild guess. Every question is multiple choice, so there's a 1 in 4 chance you'll be right anyway. Let's have a final check on our celebs. Philip.
Well, here they are, looking a little nervous. Nina. Hi, Nina.
Yes.
Language is coming up. How many languages do you speak?
8.
8 languages. Would you class yourself as being a bright person?
No, not at all.
All right. Okay. Well, we'll see how you do. Adam, of course, you're good at maths, aren't you?
Fairly.
Yeah. Fairly good. You said you were very good at maths.
No,
you're changing your mind now, aren't you?
Yeah.
Okay. Darren Jordan, a lot riding on you this evening, of course.
Why?
Our esteemed newsreader. We're expecting big things from you. You're from a very bright family. We'll talk about that a little bit later on. How do you think you're going to do this evening?
I think probably okay. Probably okay.
Just okay. You're being modest, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm keeping it low.
A tight lid on it.
Yes.
Well, we'll see. All right. In the meantime, here's Anne.
The guys are never modest, are they? This is the moment. Stand by. The biggest IQ test of its kind in the world is about to begin. This is when you find out how smart you really are. Very, very serious this. Take your position at your computer, your remote control, or pick up your pen for the National IQ Test 2002. We have to be very serious here. Keep quiet. This is very important for everyone at home. Before each block of questions, there'll be an example question. That's a little practice run before you do the test for real. So for the example, do not press any buttons or mark any scorecards. Now, we're going to kick off with questions to test language skills. Here's the example for the first block. First block is vocabulary. You'll be given a word and asked to choose from the 4 options as to which word has the same meaning. So, which word, and this is the example, means the same as replace? I'm sure you know the answer. The answer is D, because substitute means the same as replace. So on your scorecards, you would mark the answer D, and if you're playing interactively or on the web, you would press the D button. OK, example over. Here comes the first questions on vocabulary. 10 seconds to answer each question, 5 questions in all. Question 1, which word means the same as engine? Question 2, which word means the same as frail? Question 3, which word means the same as hardly? Question 4. Which word means the same as furtive? Final question in this block. Which word or phrase means the same as faint? Now that completes the vocabulary questions.
Would you be expecting people in the studio to get all those questions correct, Colin?
That's a very good issue, Philip. I'm not quite sure. This is part of the aim of the programme this evening to find out.
Would you like to tell us what information you have on your computer there? We're assuming that this is actually correct. Every other piece of information you have on your computer is actually correct. What does it say at the bottom, Colin?
Well, it says in big pink letters, all correct, and then there's a big round number next to it.
Nobody got all those questions right in this studio, apparently. We are led to believe. That is not a good start. Anne.
OK, on with the test now. Quiet, please. We're still looking at your language skills. Now, these questions are slightly different. They're all about sayings. Here's the example. You'll be given a phrase, such as the one shown here, and asked to decide which of the 4 sayings means the same as that phrase. So, which saying means act quickly? Have our celebrities any ideas, Philip?
I don't know. Let me have a look at them. Any ideas, team? What about Dane? Dane? Throw over with you. What do you think, Dane? Give us an answer.
A.
You think the answer is A? Dane, the answer is C. Andrew Neil got that one right.
Did he?
Yes, he did.
Good. OK, now for real. The next 5 questions. 25 seconds to answer each one. Here they come. Question 6. Which saying means we learn from experience? Question 7, which saying means to go from a bad to a worse situation? Question 8, which saying means people vary? Question 9. Which saying means calamities often occur together? Final question 10, which saying means it is easy to be jealous? That's the end of the language section. I've never seen so many serious builders.
Scarily, there were actually quite a lot of teachers looking at me during that, which is a bad move. Finian.
Yes.
You're Finian. Are you an English teacher?
I am an English teacher.
And how did you do in that?
Quite well in the second section, yes.
What about the first question?
Well, I thought I got them all right, but according to the figures, I didn't.
All right, and where's Andrea? Andrea Lucas. Hi, Andrea. You're a bit accident-prone, aren't you?
I'm a disaster.
Why? What's the thing that's happened to you?
In the last year, I've nearly knocked myself out of the toilet door 3 times.
If you are accident-prone, apparently you're less bright.
Really?
You know, that's apparently...
Well,
can we have a result on teachers versus students? At this early stage, it's level pegging! Hands with the experts.
OK, we're moving on to a new section in the National IQ Test. This part will be challenging your memory skills. So who at home is going to do well on this, Colin?
Well, I couldn't find much in the literature about this, but as women all seem a lot better at remembering birthdays and anniversaries and that sort of thing, perhaps the women will, but I'm not sure.
And from our studio group, Sylvia, who do you think will be good?
I would have thought students should be, because they'll be doing their exams and cramming for them and having to remember things.
See, I would have thought publicans would have been very good.
And actors who have to remember lines.
OK, thank you very much.
And they say that chewing gum helps concentration, so if anybody at home has got some handy, that might help them.
You don't think six-packs will be helping at home?
No, definitely not.
We're going straight on to the memory section. Now, in this section, there's 30 seconds to remember the details that appear on the screen, and then another 15 seconds to answer the question relating to what you've memorised. Here's the example. 30 seconds to memorise, and I'll give you a full 30 seconds on this dummy run to answer. Correct name. Anyone with any ideas over there, Philip?
Can't believe this.
Natalie, what do you think? You've got, obviously, you're heavily featured in the show at the EastEnders at the moment. You've
I've got so many lines
to learn.
on my mind. This is a feat. C.
You're saying C?
Yes.
You'll be very pleased to know that actually it is C. Well done. Well done. Round of applause, I think. She's under pressure. Here we go, next section.
Right, eyes down. Here come the 5 memory questions. Ready, everybody? Now, question 11, memorise this address. OK. What was the postcode? Question 12, another address. Shh. Everyone's concentrating. Which one of the following is incorrect? Question 13, another address. What was the house number and street? Question 14, another address to memorise. Shh. And which part is incorrect? Final question. Memorise this newsagent's list. And the question is, which papers and magazines did Helen Baxter take? Phew. That is the end of the memory section.
You would have thought that the publicans would actually do quite well with that. You know, oh, maybe not. Remembering huge drinks orders and things. Where's Jim? Jim Brown. Whereabouts? Where are you, Jim? Hi, Jim. How many pubs have you got?
5.
And did remembering huge rounds on a Friday and Saturday night help you with that?
Not in the slightest. No.
Really? How are you finding it so far?
Not too bad. That was the hardest bit, I think, the memory.
Okay.
It's different when you're not taking money. You can't remember things.
You actually were beaten by the students and the teachers in that round? Yeah. Let's wander over to the celebrities over here to find out. Claire, we haven't spoken to you just yet. About memory section, how are you with your memory?
That wasn't too bad, actually. The earlier part was easier.
Right,
but,
so you struggled on the memory?
The last 2 or 3, not sure.
Right. How were you at school?
I was kind of very chatty, always got told off. I was sort of, I kind of had to work hard to get anywhere, which I did, but it doesn't come naturally.
Are you feeling comfortable here this evening? How are you feeling?
It's better now.
All right.
Calmer
Settling
now.
into it.
Yeah.
Anne.
Right. Next up is the logic section. Does this mean common sense?
Not just common sense, Anne, no, but basically what you've got to do here is to look for the patterns in the shapes and numbers on the screen. Just work out what the next one in the sequence should be.
So a good visual eye.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Who can we expect, Sylvia, to do well?
People like clerical workers, electricians, mechanics, and maybe anybody who can put a flat pack of furniture together. And I think Tommy's probably done
just the man.
a few of those.
Can anyone put a flat pack? Andrew Neil, I bet he can't put a flat pack together.
What's a flat pack?
Tommy, what about you then? You logic here? You think you're a logical man?
Yeah, I think we could do OK on this section, us builders. We're going to prove there's more to builders than lager and curry, right, boys?
No! They say no, then! Just maybe. How were you at school?
Average.
Only average. You've never done an IQ test?
No, never.
How do you feel about being here this evening?
Well, I was OK until I'd done that last memory. So that was... I've forgotten it already.
Now you've got to concentrate on the next one now. Eyes down straight away. It's logic. This is obviously good for anyone who's got very pointy ears. Dan.
Now, the first block of the logic section is all about completing a series. You have to look at a sequence of shapes and decide which shape completes the pattern. Let's look at the example. Here's your sequence. Which figure from the bottom line completes the pattern? Not a blank faces. The correct answer is B, because the shapes are getting bigger from left to right. Yes? Oh, they've all gone very quiet here. Now for the real thing. 6 questions in this first logic block. 15 seconds to answer each. Here they come. Question 16. Complete the series. "17. Again, complete the series. On to 18. "19. "20. Final question, 21. Okay. How are the twins doing over there, Philip?
Well, we've got a couple of bright ones here. Anthony and Chris, yeah? Yeah. Which one's Anthony, which one's Chris?
I'm Anthony.
You're Anthony. Anthony, what are your qualifications?
I've got a degree in physics with space technology.
And how about you?
Same one.
Same thing.
First class.
Absolutely. What are you working on at the moment?
We're both involved with a project called Star Chaser, which we're trying to build a rocket to put people into space.
So you are actually both rocket scientists?
Effectively, yes.
Yeah. Your parents must be very proud.
I hope so.
What aspect are you working on the rocket?
I'm involved with more of the electronic side of it and guidance, things like that.
Okay. How have you done so far?
Logic seems to be my best one so far.
Yeah. So which one was the older? Which was the older out of the two of you?
I'm slightly older.
You're slightly younger?
Slightly older.
You're slightly older. By how much?
A minute.
About a minute?
Yeah.
Do you think that's going to make a big difference in your intelligence this evening? What about you?
Not at all.
No? Best of luck to all of our twins. And?
OK, we're going to move straight on. The next block in the logic series is all about sequences of numbers. Now, you have to look at a series of numbers and decide which number continues the pattern. Here's the example. Pick the number that continues the pattern. Any ideas over there with the teachers, Philip?
Let's ask, we'll ask John Norris here. John, you're a maths teacher?
Yes, I am, yeah.
OK. How are you feeling so far?
I've done a little better than I hoped, but not quite as good as I think
excellent.
I'm going to.
Would you like to give me the answer to that one, John?
Yes, it's C.
You're saying the answer is C?
Yeah.
Got lots of people who know you watching this evening?
A few.
How old are the students you teach?
My tutor group are 14.
14 years old. Obviously, they give you a very hard time. You got it wrong.
I would think so, yeah.
You'd be very pleased to know you got it right. Well done.
OK, here come the next 5 questions. There are 20 seconds to answer each one. Question 22, choose the next number that continues the series. Question 23 again. Choose the next number that continues the series. Question 24 again. The next number that continues the series. On to question 25. Final question 26. The numbers series. We've got some cross builders. I would say the publicans look a bit confused. The identical twins, certainly the bottom row, look very pleased with themselves. Where's Philip? How are these celebs doing?
I want to ask Jane, actually.
Because you saw me just going, I just went like that!
You weren't very good at maths, were you, at school?
I was quite good at maths. And I used to work in a pub as well, so I could add things up very well, but I haven't done it for ages. And I think if you don't practice it, you become less able to do it. And so that's my thing.
You, Jonathan, had a physics degree, yeah?
I did.
Is that helping you in any way here this evening?
I don't think so, but I love maths, and I love sequences of numbers. But it's getting a bit harder now, and there's that moment of horror when you look at it and see, I just can't see anything there at all. Then I look across at Darren and see if he's going to whisper anything to me.
You're not allowed to cheat. No cheating. Right, here, eyes down, here's the next batch of questions.
Still in the logic section, this block is about shapes. You have to look at a grid of shapes and decide which shape completes the sequence across the rows and down the columns. Here's the example. Which shape here completes the sequence? Okay. The answer is... The answer is A, because the shapes get progressively smaller from left to right, builders. And it's got to be a triangle because each column contains a circle, then a square, and then a triangle. Doesn't it, blondes? OK. The 5 shape questions, 15 seconds to answer each one. Question 27. Question 27, which shape completes the sequence? Question 28. Question 29. Question 30. Last question, question 21. 31, sorry. That's the end of the shapes block. Where's
Let's not
Philip?
forget you at home. How are you doing? Were those questions mind-boggling? Were they a breeze? Apparently, this particular block is one of the best measures of general intelligence you can get. What does that actually mean, Colin?
Well, each test measures a part of general intelligence, which is your sort of IQ, and also something specific to that particular task. And it just so happens that the test we've just done measures more raw IQ than almost anything else we're going to be doing this evening.
So can you... you can inherit IQ?
It is possible, yes, though your environment also plays a part as well.
Darren, you've got a very, very bright family. Do you think you've inherited intelligence?
I think maybe a little bit. My brother's an airline pilot, and my other brother's a graphic designer, but I think they were brighter than I am. I think I did OK, but I struggle on the numbers, on the number progressions. Very difficult.
Back to Anne.
Finally, in the logic section, a block of questions on analogies, and the example should really help here. Which word has the same relation to the third word as the second has to the first? So, food is to hunger as water is to thirst. Yes, the publican's got that, I'm sure. Food is to hunger as water is to thirst. OK. There are 6 questions in this block. 20 seconds to answer each one. Here they come. Question 32. Which word fits tadpole is to frog as caterpillar is to? Question 33. Long is to short as fat is to? Shh. Question 34. Grape is to wine as flour is to? Question 35. Circle is to square as ball is to? (36) Microscope is to microbe as amplifier is to? Final question. Picasso is to constable as bus is to? And that is the end of the logic section.
Right, we are just over halfway through, and maybe you want to know who is the brightest person in the studio at the moment. We won't actually identify that person. I can tell you that they are not in the publicans. They are not in the students. They are not in the identical twins. Neither are they in the blondes. You won't find that bright person in the builders either. Problems. How do you think you've done?
Oh, abominably.
Abominably? It's maybe not you, could be you. How do you think you've done?
Very good.
Think you've done well? Do you think you've done well?
No, not very well.
No? How do you think you've done?
Probably not very well.
Not very well. How about you?
So-so.
All will be revealed a little later.
Right, we're just about at half-time. So to everyone playing at home, please don't flag. Keep up the energy. Not long now before you might be able to completely change the balance of power in your household. Now, the next section is numbers. The first ones you're going to have to tackle are mental arithmetic. Colin, does everyone hate arithmetic?
Absolutely, yes. We tried these questions out, Anne, on 200 people around the country before we developed the test. And we found that almost everybody hated the idea of doing any sums, but then they actually went on to do quite well. So I think the main message is just don't panic about it too much, really.
Who's going to be good, Sylvia?
Hopefully maths teachers.
And publicans again.
And accountants and bookkeepers. And...
Yeah, publicans use their brains all the time. I'm rooting for you. Thank you. Here comes the numbers section. OK, the first questions are all about mental arithmetic. Here's the example. Add up this series of numbers and choose the right answer. OK? Well, as you can see, the sum total of all the numbers is 28. So the answer, of course, blondes, is A. But it won't just be addition, builders, in the questions to come. There'll be subtraction, multiplication, square roots, even algebra. OK, serious now. 6 questions in this block. 15 seconds to answer each one. Question 38. 3 plus 7 plus 3 plus 8 plus 5 plus 7 plus 8. Question 39, algebra here. Question 40. Question 41. Question 42. Final question. Well, I found some of those very tough. Let's see. The students, was that okay for you? Okay. Celebs, how are they doing?
Let's ask Dane. How's it going?
Not too bad, I think. That one, I think I did okay on.
How's maths as a subject for you?
It used to be very good, but used to be.
You got any O-levels?
Yeah.
What have you got? Metalwork?
I think I've got, yeah. I think I've got 10, actually. 10?
Well, you should be doing very well this evening. Someone who actually looked really quite puzzled then throughout that, and I was quite surprised, funnily enough, was Darren. You, at the end of that...
Numbers again.
Really?
Numbers again.
Yeah, it shook your head there, you did. Someone who should be enjoying it thoroughly, because they've been boasting about how well they've been doing, is Adam.
Yeah, I really enjoyed those numbers.
Did you ever have a Saturday job or anything like that?
Yeah, I used to be a butcher.
Did you?
Yeah, well, it wasn't just for the Saturday, it was for the whole week.
Right. Yeah. So it's not really a Saturday job, then?
No, no, it was a job. Some would say I'm still doing it.
Have we done logic yet? I'm not quite sure. How are you finding them?
All right. It seems there's about 3 in each round look easy, then 2 look ridiculously confusing.
Well, it's been said you're not supposed to be able to answer.
Yeah, I mean, my 271 times table is one, but I must have missed.
Anne.
We'll move on to mathematical puzzles. Here's the example. A car uses 12 litres of petrol to travel 100 miles. OK, how many litres would be used for a 350-mile journey? Philip.
Well, we all know that builders are notoriously bad at maths by simply confusing their figures occasionally. No one could seriously mean 8 sugars in a cup of tea. But there's no point talking to them about it, so let's talk to the students. Students! Whereabouts is Dave? Dave Healy. Hello, Dave. What do you teach, Dave?
I don't teach, I'm a student.
You're a student? Oh, of course you are. Which is why now it's finally been uncovered. That's why I'm not taking this test this evening. How many? What do you call it, qualifications? What have you got?
9 GCSEs, 5 A levels.
Yeah.
And I'm studying a degree at the moment.
So you consider yourself to be quite a bright guy?
I'm average, I would say.
Okay. Could you give us the answer to that?
A.
You're saying A? Yeah. He's absolutely right. Well done. How do you think you're doing, students? How do you think you're doing? You were going to go away, and then you went, oh, no, actually, we don't think we're doing very well. You are not doing as well as the teachers who are currently ahead of you. All right, eyes down, here we go. Anne.
On to the next 5 questions. You've got 30 seconds to answer each one. Here they come. Question 44. A supply of food will keep 9 people for 12 days. How long would it keep 3 people? Question 45. A car travels 8 miles in 10 minutes. What is the distance it travels in an hour? Question 46. Interest on savings is taxed at 20%. A bank statement shows that you have £10 interest after tax. How much interest did you have before the tax was deducted? Question 47. The price of car parking has increased from 25p to 35p per 15-minute period. What is this increase as a percentage? Final question 48. A 50-metre long cable is divided so that one piece is 2/3 of the length of the other. How long is the shorter piece? So, who's relieved to hear that's the end of the mathematical puzzle section? OK.
Are you heaving a huge sigh of relief at home, having seen the back of that one? Let's have a word with some of our blondes. Where's Helen? Helen Green. Hello, Helen. How are you? What do you do for a living?
I'm an account manager.
So you ought to be very, very good at maths.
I'm pretty good with numbers, yeah.
OK, what are 6 8s?
48.
Well done, very good. What made you do this evening?
I got dragged into it. I did a television programme previously, and so they asked me to do this.
Oh, good. Okay. And are you pleased you came?
Yeah, I'm very pleased.
Do you think you're doing well?
I think I'm doing okay.
Okay, and how does it feel being in such close proximity to such a big bunch of builders over there?
Well, it's pretty scary, but I'm just about surviving.
Okay. And Lisa, are you Lisa? Yes. Hello, Lisa. You've had a bit of a broadcasting career yourself, haven't you, Lisa?
Well, you could say that. One time I was at work making a private phone call, which I shouldn't have been doing. Accidentally leant on the shop tannoy and broadcast my whole phone call to the whole shop and the staff room and the manager's office as well.
How do you think you're doing this evening?
Pretty well, I think.
Would you count yourself as a bright person?
Oh, I'd say average.
Average.
Yeah.
Right, we'll find out later on how you're doing. In the meantime, Anne?
OK, this is the final section in the National IQ Test. It's called Perception, which means what, Colin?
Well, perception, Anne, is all about how we deal with shapes. So there's no numbers, no series or anything like that here. All we ask you to do is to look for shapes in one form or another.
And who's going to be good at this, Sylvia?
Well, women tend to be better at perception, noticing details of the world around them, but men are better at visualisation, and I think on balance on this...
This is the old map reading thing,
This is the old map reading thing, yes. Men should do better on this section.
And so what sort of questions will we be answering here, Colin?
Well, there are some questions which involve knowledge about objects in the world, and we'll see an example of that in a minute. And then there'll be shapes hidden inside more complex shapes. We ask you to imagine what things would look like if they were turned round or folded up.
OK, well, we'll see whether women... Could you try very hard, please, women? Let's take a look at the first block of the perception section. Now, the first set of questions is called practical mechanics, and it should show how good you are at problem solving. So, actually, I'll be very upset if women don't shine. Here's the example. These ladders have all been leant against a wall, but only one of them is positioned so it's safe to climb up. Which is the right answer?
Who said that? Who said that? Which one of you said A? Was that you?
Yeah, that was me. Yeah, that was me.
Do you do a lot of building?
I do it all the time.
Have you ever broken anything?
No, but other people have up my ladders.
Right then, OK, well, I'm in the middle of the builders now. Who thinks it's A? Hands up who thinks it's A. OK, good. Who thinks it's B? Who thinks... Two guys down here think it. You think it's B. OK, how long you been in the building trade?
A fortnight.
Who thinks it's C? And who thinks it's D? It's C. Annie.
5 practical problems that require a solution. 20 seconds to answer each one. Question 49. Which vase is most likely to fall over? Question 50. Where should the 50-kilogram weight be hung in order to get the scales to balance? Which wheelbarrow can be lifted with the least effort? Out of which reservoir will the water stream with the highest pressure? Final question. Some provisions were thrown out of the plane at point X. Where do they land? Well, Philip, I'm convinced that knowledge helps on that one. I mean, I've never thrown anything out of an aircraft.
And quite right, too. I thought I'd stick with the builders, actually, for these practical ones. Are you Papu? That's right, yeah. Hi, mate. How you doing?
Yeah, not too bad.
How do you think you did on that one? Obviously, we're expecting big things from the builders on this one.
Not too bad, actually. It was very good.
Did OK?
Yeah.
How are you finding the whole test?
Some are easy, some are hard.
Yeah, OK. Yeah. All right. Well, as we said before, you're not expected to get them all right. What about Dennis Marshall? Where's Dennis? Hello, Dennis. You're a bit of a practical joker, aren't you, Dennis?
Yeah, I can be at times, yes.
What did you do to your apprentice, Dennis?
Well, he was a cheeky kid. He made some tea with cold water. So we nailed him to a shooter ply through his clothes, of course, and stood him against the wall for 3 hours. He didn't do it again.
That was the last time he did it?
Yeah, the last time I did it.
OK, and how do you think you're doing this evening?
Some are easy, some are hard.
Do you think you're doing better than you thought you would?
About average, I think.
Yeah.
Well, slightly, yeah, I think some of the questions I find a bit easier than I thought they could be, yeah.
Well, I mean, bearing in mind that the results we're giving you are only the results for that particular round, you'll be very pleased to know you did very well, second only in that round to the students. Well done, builders. Very good.
Onwards and upwards, this block is called mental rotation. All that means is you have to look at various shapes and visualise them turning around to fit over each other. The example will help here. Out of these 4 shapes, which is the odd one out? Which one can't be turned round so it fits on top of the others?
All right, well, let's see here. Research has shown, of course, that men tend to be better at these things than women. So let's ask Andrew. What do you think?
It looks like a rude word to me, actually.
No, steady on.
He should be very good. I mean, he's used to fitting bits into pages of newspaper.
Hopefully none of that shape. What do you think,
Out of the
Andrew?
4 shapes which cannot be turned round to fit on top
Doesn't
of
understand the question.
the other.
The answer, please, Andrew.
Don't delay. I need an answer.
B.
Yes, he's absolutely right. Well done. Under pressure. Very good. Yes, the answer to that is indeed B, Anne.
OK, 6 questions in this block. 20 seconds to answer each one. Get ready to play. Question 54, which is the odd one out? Question 55, the odd one out here. Question 56, the odd one out. Question 57. Question 58. Final question 59. That's the end of the mental rotation block.
Another big sigh of relief that goes up all around the nation. It seems to me that you really needed to know there what your left hand was doing from your right. Colin, is there truth in the rumour that there is a difference in intelligence between left and right-handed people?
Yes, but it's a bit more complicated when it comes to mental rotation, because there's some evidence that right-handed men perform better than left-handed men, but for women it's the other way round.
What about if you're ambidextrous? Because I know that, actually, Jonathan, you're ambidextrous, aren't you?
Well, it's sort of funny. I mean, I write with my right hand, throw with my right hand, but then I play cricket and golf with my left hand. And then my children are a funny mix. One of my children is left-handed, the other one's right-handed.
So does that make any difference, then, being ambidextrous?
I'm not sure, because there aren't many ambidextrous people around to test, really. So
the test hasn't been done?
No, I don't know about it anyway.
I don't think it features in our test this evening, you know. I'm not quite sure about that. Let's have a look at left versus right. We have, at the moment, there's only 1 point in it. Left hands currently in the lead, 72 to 71 right-handed. That's 38% left-handed, 35% to the right-handed. So we have the left-handers who are currently in the lead. Of course, at this stage of the game, anything can change. You'll have to wait till the very end to find out what the final results are. Anne.
OK, we're nearly there, everyone. Just 11 more questions to go. Now, the next block is called paper folding, and you have to work out what a flat shape will look like when it's folded, or what a 3D shape will look like when it's flat. Here's the example. Which of these 4 solid shapes will be made if you folded the paper shape shown on the left? I don't know what's funny about that, builders. The answer is B, shape B. This block has 6 questions, everybody. Again, 20 seconds to answer each one of them. On your marks. Question 60. Which solid shape can be made from the paper pattern? Question 61. Which solid shape can be made from this paper pattern? (62) (63) (64) Final question. And it's which paper pattern could not be folded to form the solid shape? OK, that's it for paper folding.
Thank goodness for that.
It's gone very quiet for him.
Let me introduce you to Daphne and Barbara. Which one's Daphne, which one's Barbara? You're Daphne.
Yes.
Obviously identical twins, but,
yes.
But when you were born, you were split up.
Yes, we were adopted by different parents and went to different schools.
So what age were you when you rediscovered each other?
40. That was yesterday.
Have there been any coincidences in you growing up? Obviously not knowing each other.
Yeah, we failed our 11 plus. We hated maths.
What about things like what about driving?
We
Driving
passed
test?
that first.
You passed it first time?
Yes, yes.
Yeah? You both spoke at the same time then? It's incredible,
do.
isn't it? How are you doing this evening?
Well, our fingers slip on the wrong things all the time.
It can happen,
It
can't it?
happens a lot.
It can happen.
Yes, and
Yes.
senior moments.
Yeah. You were just going to go for B and it
I know,
slipped
it
onto
slipped,
C.
yes.
Okay.
Just like that.
In that last block, you might be interested to know that identical twins were the worst of the entire.
Still time. This is the last leg of the test. Final questions. It's called shape matching, and you have to look at a given shape and then see where it's hidden within the 4 diagrams. Here's the example. Which figure contains the shape shown?
Nina, what do you think? You're into dangerous sports, aren't you? You're a dangerous sports person.
How do you know that?
I know everything.
Yes, I am a bit.
What do you do?
I went to Brazil recently and jumped off a cliff, gladly with an instructor and hang gliding too.
Good, good.
Yeah, just like speed and different sports.
How is this evening comparing to your dangerous sports?
This is probably the most stressful thing I've ever done in my life.
Would you like to give us the answer to that example?
I would probably go with C.
Would you?
Or
if
D.
I were you, I'd go with D.
D.
Yeah. Go with D. That's much better.
So, to the final 5 questions in the National IQ Test 2002. 20 seconds to answer each one. Question 66. Which figure contains the shape shown? Question 67 again. Which figure contains the shape shown? '68. '69. Final question 70.
Natalie, what do you think?
I think there.
That was your best
As soon
one?
as they come up, it sort of come out.
You happy with that one?
Yeah, I was happy there.
Excellent. What about you, Claire?
I'm much better with pictures than numbers or anything.
Who thinks in our celebrity group here, this very strange-looking classroom, who thinks that was their best round? Right. Okay. Oh, Jonathan as well.
Yeah.
Pleased with that?
Yeah.
Good. Now, at the beginning of the programme, we set a couple of tasks, if you'll remember. Our tall and short people over here, our tongue-curling builders. So hopefully, with a bit of luck, and this is all relying on whether or not our computers have got this information in quickly. Oh, well done to you. Right. Now then, could we have Emma standing up here? Well done, Emma. And could I have Leanne Leanne, well done to you. Now then, how do you think you did? Will you calm down over there?
I just wish I hadn't put 100 now on what I thought I would.
So this
having
is,
done that.
This is less than what you thought you got 100 or less.
Yeah, I think I made a lot of silly mistakes. So
You? The national IQ average is 100. So you put 100 down there as an average. And how about you?
I
Leanne?
put 90. I think it's probably more around 80. I guess most of them. So.
Which section did you think was the hardest?
The maths section.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think the last few sections was the easiest, the shapes and stuff. Yeah.
OK, and what about you? What were your difficult things?
Maths, I think I'm all right at. It's the verbal reasoning.
I'm not actually going to reveal your IQs here in front of everyone, but I'm going to tell you right now, you are both higher than you thought you were going to be. Well done. Jason. Yes. How do you think you did, mate?
Oh, awful.
You put 75 down as your IQ.
But us builders are a lot better with our hands, you see.
Steady on, Governor. So 75 for you. Let's see that tongue curling just one more time. There, yeah, that's...
Oh, God.
No, please. And also Hayden Hipkiss. Whereabouts are you, Hayden?
I put 99 down, but I regret it now.
Really?
Yes, definitely.
Can I tell you both, gentlemen, that your scores this evening are both higher than you put on that piece of paper?
Of our studio groups. Let's see if they've survived. Are the identical twins a force to be reckoned with? Have our builders built themselves a reputation? They've always got an excuse for a party. Maybe our students have a reason to celebrate? Will the teachers cane everybody? Look in need of a drink? And are our blondes, are they bimbos or brain boxes? We'll soon find out. OK, we're going to take a short break. We'll be back straight after the news to find out the results and to see just how well you've done, or indeed how badly.
Also, in part 2 of the show, we'll be reviewing the data we've collected from everyone around the country who played on the internet. So we'll be letting you know exactly how smart you are. And also, I'll be hoping to talk live on the phone to some of Britain's cleverest people. What a meeting of minds.
Let me tell you that there is one person in the studio with a huge IQ. The question is, where are they? Not where you think.
See you later.
OK.